Louella, Louella. I am 82 years of age.
So the Energy Home Visit Program is a way for us to connect with community, understand their needs from an energy justice and energy security standpoint. So typically what happens is we'll have residents of Nicholtown and New Washington Heights and other areas in upstate South Carolina that we're connecting with. They'll reach out to us, typically when they have a higher than normal power bill.
Okay, this house started somewhere in the 1920s. My late mother and her grandmother were occupants here, and there were only 4 rooms. So after my mother married, my dad just moved in because she was taking care of her grandmother. And as they began to populate the family, they became the parents of 10 children. So my dad continued to add on to the building.
We'll go through in 3 different stages. Stage 1, Energy Home Visit 1, we'll do an overall assessment of the energy needs at the home. We'll get into the attic, we'll look at insulation, windows, doors, potential for LED lighting. We'll get down in the crawl space, potential for a vapor barrier.
Sustaining Way is an organization that I learned about because I live in Nicholtown and I've been a lifelong resident of Nicholtown. And Sustaining Way really made their introduction at our neighborhood association meeting years ago. And well represented with ideas and staff and just sharing with the community how we could build our lives and improve our quality of living.
And after conducting our first inspection, we put together a work plan. All of the areas that we've identified that can be upgraded, we'll put those on paper. Then step 2 is we connect with our partners at the Furman Shire Institute of Sustainability. They go in, do a second inspection, we compare work plans, and that's when we actually go in and perform all the necessary remediations. And then finally, step 3 is just the follow-up phase. That's when we get out here to the home like we are with Ms. Butler right now. We'll look at the home, go through, see all the different upgrades that were made, and then do an exit interview and see what the experience overall was like working with us.
We just began to take a look and explore the structure, and I began to share some of the problems that I've been having.
So one of the areas that we identified with Ms. Butler's home was a need for additional insulation, particularly in keeping the hot air up in the attic space. So with that said, we checked the insulation, the actual levels of insulation itself were good in that space, so we added an attic tent cover. Again, just almost like a reflective barrier to keep the hot air outside of the livable, walkable spaces of the home. We also installed insulation between the sheathing and the exterior wall of the building, again, to help further encapsulate the building and secure the envelope and the energy uses therein.
And the house is, part of it's 100 years old and it's never had insulation before. So that's very rewarding because it was something I always thought about. I have insulation in the attic, in the upper part of the house, but I never had it in the walls. And I didn't think it was possible. So that was a real treat. And they did an awesome job taking care of that. Long-standing
communities like the Nicholtown community, which has such a rich history, we need to make sure that they can maintain that history. So like in the case with this home, this is a home that's been built and in the family of Miss Louella Butler for quite some time, since the 1920s. So coming in here, being able to retrofit that, perform some work to help lower her energy burden, and just make the home more comfortable, convenient, and livable for her so she can pass it on to future generations. That's really what it's all about, is maintaining the communities here and doing what we can to support that.
Everything has to be maintained, from the physical body to the plant, the house that you live in. It has to be maintained. You know, it doesn't keep itself, and so and we need help from time to time. It's like you all are like doctors coming in, house doctors. And you all are bringing not only ideas, but you are bringing supplies, and you're bringing people in who are actually physically adding to the maintenance through constructions and supply needs.